commemorating um, my teacher's birthday tomorrow. I thought maybe I'd share some wisdom about this individual before we begin the meditation, and try and where meditation and spirituality come together. So you can read lots about him online, so I'm not going to talk about anything about biography, but I'm going to talk about the basis of Guru Nanak's understanding. And the basis of his understanding is a set of words, very simple. Ik, Oankar, Satnam, Karta Purak, Nirbhav, Nirvair, Akal Murad are the base of the wisdom tradition of the Sikhs from Punjab. It's, it meets with the same worldview as mystic traditions of Christianity, Taoism, Zen, Sufism, Hindu Bhakti. So it kind of transcends same worldview, right? So it's the same worldview. And in some ways, it also is the same worldview with the shamanic community, right? And what does that mean? So, ik. So the understanding of God, just for a moment, I'll use that word, because this is where things go wrong. So Nanak presents to the world an understanding of existence, the nature of reality. And individuals who can't quite comprehend what it means decide to label it as God. Okay? But actually it doesn't mean that. What it says is the nature of reality. What is reality? Well, it's contained in these 8 words. The first word is ik, the number 1. So it's not written O-N-E, it's the number numeric 1. Why? Because you can't distort the numeric 1. You can't change 1 to anything else. All right? Is effectively the manifestation of one singular consciousness. So this one singular consciousness divides itself into 2, male, female, black, white, up, down, good, bad, evil, and not so evil, saintliness. That duality, so the one divides itself into a duality, male, female, all that stuff. And this duality is in a constant form of change called Oankar. Oang means that everything has a start, has a middle, has an end, and has a restart, a middle and an end. Autumn going into winter, going into spring, going into summer, going into winter, autumn, and so forth. Day, night, day, so on and so forth. So everything follows the same pattern. Everything is in a constant process of change. Everything is impermanent. Sat Nam. Sat means unchanging. This consciousness in itself is unchanging. Even though the waves are coming and going and the ice cubes are forming on the ocean and all that's in it remains the same, unchanging. And this change that takes place, Nam, Sat Nam, this change that takes place follows an order. Follows an order. What does that mean? That means that the seed will germinate, will grow in a particular way, will go towards light, will have flowers, will have leaves will have photosynthesis, all of that kind of stuff will go on, have buds, fruit, and then the seeds, and the cycle starts again. So there's an order. There's an order. So the leaves fall down, they decay, they become soil, they become the nutrients, the trees absorb them in. It's an order. Everything has order. So while this ocean is bubbling and changing and forming and unforming, everything, every single thing operates within an order. So even that which you think is bad and evil and all that, even that is playing its role in order. So how would you know where you stand unless you see, for example, cruelty and you feel compassion? So that duality is always working. There is always an order to things. So Sat Nam. This Nam is hukam, meaning that there is an order to it and there is that which directs the order. So the order and the direction of the order are not separate, right? So it's not that I'm the commander and I'm commanding. It's not like that. It is that the order itself is aware, it is self-aware, such that it knows how it's forming, how it's moving. So you pollute the planet, the order by default changes in order to deal with it. How will it deal with it? It removes the polluters. So people start dying. So things become less life affirming, die maybe another million years, and then it reforms. So that's the kind of order I'm talking about, that everything, irrespective of how atrocious it seems, it still fits in the order. Nothing is outside that. Now, this order manifests itself, meaning within the ocean, as creative consciousness that is flowing. So the trees, the birds, me, you, everything, every single cell in our body, everything around us is in this moment creative. Something is being created. It's moving. There is a form. We are moving. We are aging. The day is moving into night. There is a movement. There is a shift. Yeah. In that shift, I am consciously aware that I am moving. The tree is consciously aware that it is moving. And through your meditation, you will realize that everything around you is moving while you remain unchanging. Sat Nam. The ocean remains unchanging while the waves come and go. The same is true for you. Right? So we've got conscious creative flow. Karta Purak. Now, this moment, this ik is embedded in the moment of now. The only truth that we can all agree on is this moment now. There's no other truth we can agree on, because my experience would be different from yours. But this moment now is the expression of what we call godliness, consciousness. This moment now is what keeps us all together. This moment now has embedded us. In this moment of now, there is neither fear nor there is anger. And these two are very important. Fear only comes about if you are thinking about tomorrow. No future, no fear. Come back to the present moment. On the other side, hate, resentment, anger, that is a past issue. You need something in the past to be angry about, to be resentful for. So, no past, come back to the present moment. Nirpo, nirvat, no fear, no hate. The moment of now is timeless. Can you say what time it is, the moment of now? When you look within yourself, can you determine what time it is? No, it's timeless. And because it is timeless, it's beyond death. Because death is only contained in that which is timed. Because in order for death to occur, birth must take place. But your experience, my experience of going within will determine that there is this agelessness, this timelessness. Akal. This is the form. This is your form, and this is no different from the form of the ocean. This is how the wave recognizes that the wetness in it is the same as the ocean. And in this moment is what we would call enlightenment, knowing. Yeah. So, Murat, a journey, the moment of now doesn't take birth, but it creates itself from itself. Now, no one is coming and creating this moment into the next, are they? It's a self-creating fractal or fractals. Saibang, it creates itself. You grow by yourself. Your heart beats by itself. Everything is this constant happening. Saibang, Gur. To know this moment, to be present in the moment, is grace. There's no other grace. There's no other benediction. There's no other kirpa apart from this moment now, provided we separate ourselves from all that is changing and moving, including the thoughts that we're having. So, this is the presentation of reality. But in order to know the ultimate reality, you must know the immediate reality. You must know what's happening now in order to understand the whole. So this understanding, this Mool Mantra, the word Mool Mantra is called Mool Mantra. Mool means root. Mantra means, you've heard of the word mantra? The mantra is made out of two words, man and tra. Man means mind, anxiety, depression, everything that you're experiencing in the mind. Mantar. Tar means to swim. So mantar is that which allows you to swim, to get across the content of your mind, to realize your awareness, your consciousness. You are no different from existence itself. And this is where human sovereignty comes from, where you don't become prisoners of your thinking, but you're able to step into that oceanness that you and I are. So Mool Mantra is the basis, but the Mool Mantra can only be confirmed that it's the truth if you can experience it. If you cannot put your hand in the fire, you do not know what burning is. Doesn't matter how clever you are, doesn't matter how much we know, unless we put our hand in the fire or unless we drink to quench our thirst, we will not know what water is. So we have to have a direct experience to know if something is true. Is it factual? Direct experience. And Mool Mantra gives you that direct experience. And the principles that Nanak introduced for a human being to work with are three. Number one, meditate. Now, the word Simran, Jap and Simran, means meditate. But actually, the word meditate or Simran can be relabeled as the word recognize. Through meditation, recognize what you are by recognizing what you are not. So when you recognize you are not the thoughts, you are not the emotional states, you're not the changing body, you're not the changing seasons, you realize what you are. So he says, one, meditate. Two, live ethically and work ethically. That word ethic is really important. So what does it mean? So it doesn't mean morality. It doesn't mean what society tells me to do, and then I think if it's right or wrong. It's ethical. It's my own personal ethics where I am sovereign to make my decision. I am sovereign to make my decision. And ethics, personal ethics, for example, someone may wish not to eat animals, not because they're a vegetarian or a vegan, but ethically they feel it's unacceptable for them to do that. That's their place. Someone may feel ethical about human rights. Personal space can only come about if you put two things together: contentment and self compassion. When those two come together, your ethics are born. We don't have a word for ethics as such, the word would be dharma. Your ethical living works. Once you know what your ethics are, then your work becomes ethical. If you don't know what your ethics are, then whatever you're doing is not responsible. So Nanak says, one, meditate, find out where you're not in order to find out what you are. Two, work and live ethically. And three, share everything that you have with everyone. Right? Number three, share it with everyone. Because no one's going to get out alive. So you might as well have a good time, right? So I thought I'd share something about Guru Nanak today, just to mark my respect for where my teachings come from and my worldview comes from. So, are we ready to meditate? Good. Okay. So, as usual, posture, and this is quite a deliberate thing that we do. And it's always useful to do that because it wakes the mind up a bit. Make sure that your feet are flat on the ground. If you're sitting on a chair, pull your back up, pull your shoulders back a little bit so your chest feels open. And if you imagine someone pulling you by your hair, so your neck, head, and back are aligned. And now as you draw a slow, deep breath in, you bring your focus to yourself. And you begin to notice your posture. Notice how you're sitting. Notice how the body feels. And if it needs to soften a little bit, allow it to soften. Imagine there's a hula hoop above your head, and you're going to scan your body for sensations. So you move this hula hoop down, scanning your head, and all you want to notice is any sensation that's dominant. So it could be a pain, an ache, an itch, a tightness. Okay. Once again, scanning your body just to notice anything that's dominant. Notice its location. Next breath in, bring your focus to your inner climate. And by that I mean your emotional space and your mental space. So begin to notice the kind of thoughts you are having or have been having. Remind yourself of the thoughts you have been having most of the day, if there's something dominant. Move your focus now towards your chest. Hold your awareness there. Notice the movement of your chest. Synchronized with your breath. And now if you move your focus just a bit deeper into yourself, so like you're in the center of your body, see if you can notice how you feel right now. Do you feel calm? Do you feel anxious? Irritated? Tranquil? Peaceful? Settled? On your next breath in, bring your focus now to where your body makes contact with your chair or the floor you're on. And you will notice that the body has sensations where you make contact. Bringing your focus to it. And then slowly bringing your awareness to your hips. Hold it there. Notice anything dominant. And on your next breath out, bring your focus down your thighs towards your knees. From your knees, move your focus down to your ankles. Notice your feet. Notice the soles of your feet as best as you can. Bringing your focus back to the chair or the floor you're on. Notice that your back is straight and upright. As you breathe in, bring your focus up from your seat, scanning the back, lower back first. Take your time. Middle back. So again, remember you're looking for sensations. Just the act of scanning will allow your body to relax. Moving this focus up towards your shoulder blades, shoulders, bringing this focus from your shoulders down towards your elbows, just sensing this part of the body as best you can. From your elbows, you move to your wrists, moving to the palms of your hands, fingers on your hands. Just sensing the fingers as best as you can. Perhaps you can sense the tips of your fingers. Bringing your focus now towards your eyes. The fact that you can observe darkness should allow you to recognize your awareness. As you breathe out, allow this part of the body to soften and relax. Moving your awareness now to your mouth. Notice your tongue. Scan your tongue from the back to the tip. Allow it to soften. Allow your mouth to soften. And as you breathe out, relaxing your face. Once again, when the breath comes in, become aware of yourself as best as you can. Notice your body, sensing it. And as you do so, once again, just noticing anything dominant in the body. When you're ready, bring your focus just beneath your nose. Begin to notice that the breath moves in and the breath moves out. This breath that you are taking right now can only be taken from the air that's in front of you. Notice that you are embedded in the moment. The ground beneath you is the only ground that can hold you at this moment. The environment, the temperature around you is the only thing that can be experienced by you at this moment. Embedded in this moment and now. Going back to your breath. Notice how this breath connects you to the next breath. And with every breath, you're connected to a new moment. This moment connects you to all the moments that ever have been. And this breath connects you to all the moments that ever will be. Stay with your breath. On your next breath out, gently open your awareness and begin to listen to the sounds that are around you. Experiencing the environment that you are embedded in. For you can only hear the sounds in the present moment. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose. Sit with your breath. Notice your in breath has a start, middle, and end. Your out breath has a start, a middle, and an end. In breath has a start, middle, end. Out breath has a start, middle, end. Stay with your breath. Holding your focus with a little bit of effort just beneath your nose. Begin to experience the moment of now. We can only breathe in the present moment. Stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. Bringing your focus to your out breath in particular. Follow it all the way till the end and notice the little gap before the in breath begins. Stay with your breath. Following your out breath all the way till the end. Notice how the breath is changed. How does your breath feel now? Does it feel light or does it feel heavy? Stay with your breath. Breath becomes your teacher, teaching you to be present. Does your breath feel long or does it feel short? Does your breath feel fast or does it feel slow? Stay with your breath. Does your breath feel cold or does it feel warm? Stay with your breath. Does your breath have sound? Try and listen to the in breath. Try and listen to the out breath. Listening as intently as you can. We can only listen in the present moment. And we can only hear in the present moment. On your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Try not to look for them or seek them out. Just listening like a receiver, allowing the sounds to come to you. Listening. When you're ready, bring your focus just beneath your nose. Sit with your breath. Stay with your breath. Notice how the breath follows the pattern start, middle, end. Start, middle, end. Notice while the breath is changing, the observer appears to be unchanging. Your observing, witnessing self remains still, remains the same, while the breath keeps changing. And no two breaths are alike. And if you were to bring your focus to your experience in the moment of now, notice there's an absence of fear, there's an absence of hate. There may be a presence of peace, presence of stillness or silence. And as you look within yourself, notice the timeless nature of this moment. Timeless and eternal, moment by moment. This moment giving rise to the next moment. On your next breath out, expand your awareness, include your whole body as best as you can. Notice how still the body feels. Notice you're exactly where you began. Sense the chair beneath you or the floor. You can, you can sense your thighs. Moving your awareness down your legs towards your knees, ankles, feet, and the floor or the soles of your feet. Notice your back is straight and upright. Shoulders, arms, hands are relaxed and comfortable. Your eyes are still closed. Your mouth is still closed. This is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. Embedded in the present moment. Embedded in peace, stillness, and silence. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. When you hear the next bell, this bell marks the end of our session. Use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes. Take your time.